Hi, good evening. Okay, so here we are, live in the tribe. I'm here with the amazing my mate Tracey Blake. So Tracey and I have known each other for 5-6 years now. So yeah, Tracey's been there really, truly right from the start, and it's always a pleasure and an honour. And I always look forward to our sessions together and our chats and our conversations. So I'm here today to talk to Tracey. Tracey is a mum, she is an MLM, and she is a well-being wonder. And Tracey's here to tell us a bit about her story. She's also here to help me, to help you guys here in the tribe as well. We've got quite a few MLMs that have been with us a while, and also lots of new ones that have joined. So we thought, yeah, let's get Tracey in and let her share her wonderful experience. But also, Tracey also has some really exciting news to share with us towards the end of the interview. That if you are an MLM, is going to be of great interest to you as well. So this is something that I'm hoping to do on a regular basis with many of my VIPs, get them to come in and share their expertise. So this hopefully will become a bit of a regular occurrence, a regular slot. But Tracey, you are the first. You were here. You were my first client, I think, at that vision board workshop all those many years ago. And yeah, and it's just a joy to have you here tonight. So Tracey, 6 years ago at that vision board workshop, you shared a story, didn't you? So tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, good evening, everybody. My background is I started my working life in the Royal Navy. I joined at 17. It was a lifestyle I absolutely loved. I was always off climbing mountains, skiing, and all that lot. I was instructing trampolining. I've just noticed me charge a cable. That would be good. And always off doing sports and fitness whilst actually supposedly doing a desk job. But I damaged my spine rescuing someone off a cliff, and that was the end of that. So I went into the civilian world, and I wasn't prepared. I joined the Navy from a Navy school. I was brought up by a naval man, so I just wasn't prepared for being a civilian, and I was bullied. At the surgery I was working at, I was in a really bad way. I damaged my spine anyway, but my health physically and mentally went downhill. And a friend introduced me to the aloe vera company, Forever Living. Now, I've never even dreamed of having my own business, but I wanted my products cheaply. So I joined up, sort of played with it for a little while. It was more a hobby than a business. Probably spent more money than I made because I love the product so much. So I profit, I just and despite loving the products and getting me from being on 17 pills a day to try and manage my chronic pain conditions to 1 pill a day, I wasn't quite there. I needed something to take the pain away, and I was looking for something, and a lady I know used to do Energetix, which is a magnetic jewelry and wellness product. And I just knew straight away, I knew that was a product for me. Well, I was passionate about aloe vera. You've got to be passionate about what you're selling. It doesn't work otherwise. I knew that the magnets would be the product for me. And so sort of 3 years ago, I added them into my range of products, and they are now my biggest seller, and they have just built me the best life. And I'm now, things are completely different because I found the business that I wanted, that I needed, that I loved. I'm now, well, shall we tell them where I am now, or should we leave that till later?
Let's leave that till later.
Okay.
So that's my thing, isn't it? Yeah, so that's the thing, isn't it, Tracey? So even though it's an MLM, to be that passionate about the products. And yeah, so do you think that being passionate, loving the product that you're selling, how important is that for an MLM, do you think?
I think it's vital. I think it's absolutely vital. If I wasn't passionate about what I was doing and knowing that the product that I'm wearing and that I'm going to sell to someone is going to change their life, I don't think I'd bother. You have to have that passion. It's part of your why. It's part of the reason you get up in the morning and go, right, today I'm going to create a killer Facebook post because I know I can help someone. So I think it's vital.
And that's a really good point as well, isn't it, Tracy? So growing that business, knowing who you're talking to. So when you are potentially who would be your ideal paying client, so how much easier is messaging and promoting when you know who you're talking to?
Absolutely. You can just narrow down your language. You can narrow down the conversation that you're having. So if I know that the lady I'm speaking to is going through the menopause, guess what? I've done the menopause. I can go, oh God, those nice words. Have you thought about? And I can completely narrow down my conversation.
Absolutely. So your Energetix jewelry. So I didn't put it on tonight, and I know I should have done. I have one of your magnets, and it was something that you gave me when I said, "Oh my God, the big M." Yeah. So that's the thing, isn't it? But the jewelry is not just for menopause. So someone else selling Energetix jewelry might have a different target audience. Would that be right?
Absolutely. You can have, people who are interested in sports. I've been recruiting a lady today who is a dog groomer, and we do a whole range for pets. So, any walk of life can benefit from the jewelry.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? So recruiting is another big part of MLM, isn't it? And probably where the money comes from, really, would you say?
I would say so. It depends what you want out of your business. But if you want the big bucks come from recruiting. Full stop. That is it.
So recruiting the right team. So if someone comes to me and they've got a dog, that you've got a conversation started right off the bat, haven't you? So finding common interests with the people in your team.
Absolutely.
How that work for you?
Yes. When I look at my team, they're all almost mini me's. They've all got a lot in common with me. And I have had people come and join the team who were completely different characters, and they don't get what they need sometimes. So it's not just about what I need, it's about what they need as well. So it is about finding your ideal recruit, your ideal customer, knowing what they need and giving as much of that to them as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we can show up to work and only have to talk to people that we would actually probably choose to be our friends, that's when we know we've nailed it. Because MLM and small business, whilst there are some obvious differences, at the end of the day, the business is generated. You're on your own quite a lot of the time, aren't you? You're the one that's got to generate it. So thinking about the challenges, what common mistakes do you see people making when they enter into MLM?
Probably the first, there's two that happen immediately. The first is they go, I'm going to recruit my whole family, all my friends, they're all going to support me, they're all going to love me, never going to have to work again. I'm going to get rich really quick from my friends and family. Ain't going to happen. Your friends and family will start blocking you on Facebook. They'll stop inviting you to family gatherings if you harass them. So basically, my advice would be, tell them what you do. Invite them to your first business launch. I really need your support for my business launch. Ask them if they know anybody else you can talk to, then leave them alone. As long as they know what you're doing, leave them alone. They'll come to you if they want your product.
Yes, so even when they want to help us, there's only so much, isn't there? I mean, my mum is not my ideal paying client, so there's only
Yeah,
so much she can do. She can't, share stuff in Facebook groups for me, or she goes, "Oh, Abby, that sounds lovely," and she's got no clue what I'm talking about.
that's right.
But for what can, so even if your friends and family do want to help you, what advice would you give to be able to utilize that without bleeding them dry?
Well, as I say, get them involved in your first launch. Launch a business. Make it. If Virgin are launching a new business, they have a party. Have a party. Launch a business, and then just all you want is their support. You want them to like your posts and share them. You want them to talk about what you're doing to their friends and their wider circle, because that brings that wider circle into your wider circle. And that's what you want. With MLM, you're not trying to service the world. You want a few regular customers who know and trust you. People by people. So, that's what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you mentioned 2 mistakes. Is there another?
There is another mistake. And it's thinking you're going to get rich quick. It's thinking that by the end of next year, I'm going to be a multimillionaire. And it might be that you are. I know someone who went into FM and went from 0 to a 6-figure income, 5-figure income, 5-figure income. Yeah. In 7 months.
Okay.
But she worked her butt off 20 hours a day to achieve that. If you're willing to do that, then yeah, you'll be a millionaire at the end of the year. But if you're not, you won't be. It takes time and effort, much like learning a new language, learning an instrument. If you're going to run a marathon, you don't, set off on day 1 and go, right, I'm going to run 26 miles. You do a bit every single day. And that's what you do in a business. You touch it every day. Consistent action.
That's really good advice. And so this is the thing, isn't it? I did group coaching last night with my business ladies, and we had the same thing. It's like, everyone's got their own version of what they want from a business. Whilst we can all say, yeah, big money's great, but if you actually only want to put 10 hours a week into something because it's some pocket money, or it's going to pay for the extras, or it's just something you really love, or you simply don't have the time, then it's okay, isn't it? But there's going to be a level of income. So thinking about that, Tracey, so what was the biggest challenge for you, do you think, with your when you first started?
I was my biggest challenge. I was in my way all the time. But when I started, I had no confidence. I was practically a hermit. I was crippled with pain. And I only wanted my products, didn't I? And it turned out that, once I started to realize that, actually, I remember saying to you right at the very beginning, oh, nobody wants to join me because they don't like me. And I believe that. I really believe that. So now that I know that my mind was playing stupid tricks on me from my upbringing, from, the bullying, the illness and everything, now I know I'm lovely.
Yeah, so that leads yeah, absolutely. It leads us perfectly into my next question, which is, so just how much has mindset work helped you to get to where you're at now?
Without mindset work, I would have given up at the very beginning. I wouldn't have moved on. Now, majority of MLMs, certainly the ones I've been not involved with, because I've only got the 2. My son works with FM, but the ones that I've experienced, their mindset training is excellent, but it stopped at a point. And at that point, you have to work yourself. And if you don't do the work on your own mind, you'll never get anywhere. Because you have to believe what you're telling people. And if you don't believe that of yourself, if I don't believe that I'm a good person, I'm not going to recruit people, because people will think I'm not a good person. You know, you portray what you believe. So you have to know, like, and trust yourself, as well as having other people know, like, and trust you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's so important, isn't it? I mean, mindset's important in life, you know, let alone when we're trying to trying to build a business. Can I just say, if anyone is watching and has any questions, please just drop them in the chat. You know, if you want to ask Tracey, want to pick her brains, ask her what this, you know, for any tips or advice, or let us know if there's anything particularly you're struggling in, then please do drop it in the chat. So so Tracey, mindset is, it really is, it is fundamental to life and business, and getting out of your own way. So with MLM, but to be fair, with any business, is that, you know, we think we've got to do it a certain way. We often see other people doing it another way, or doing it their way, and think, oh yeah, so we can be very triggered on lots of different levels. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Energy, energy. So I mean, days when you get up and you just can't be off. Yeah, we all have like the family. So what's been the best thing about, you know, being an MLM? How's that impacted your ability to live your life? Where has it made it better?
I think it's given me confidence. And what it did was it opened my eyes to what was available to me. So yeah, I sell magnets, but I don't just sell magnets. I went on and did a magnet therapy diploma. And after that, I went on and did an aromatherapy diploma. And after that, you know, so I have just gone on and on and on, because my MLM encouraged me to go, actually, you're more than this. You're more than the hermit. You are a strong, capable, likable woman. So my MLM, Forever Living It started with, I've always said, gave me more than I will ever take from it. It has given me a life. It has given me an income. It has given me a whole new, wonderful, exciting life and lifestyle. You know, what other job could do that?
So that's the thing, isn't it, Tracey? So when we define success, so I talk a lot in the tribe and with my VIP club. Yes, so struggle to success. So struggle doesn't mean failing. Struggle just means you're making it harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
And success. Okay, so that is there can be a price tag on success. It can be an amount of money, but honestly, there's so many things in life that are priceless, you know, and your version of success. Okay, so what's next for you, Tracey? So tell us where you are and what the new adventure is all about. Where has MLM taken you?
Well, I started off in Hampshire, and that goal board training, this is my goal board that I made on Abby's training, and all of it, especially it's all about having the house in the country and having the Range Rover and all that, having the really nice country living. And when I met Abby, I didn't believe that. I thought it was just sticking pictures on a board and, you know, it's a load of old woo-woo, isn't it?
I think it's amazing you've still got that. I mean, that's 6 years ago, isn't it?
I know. It's going up on the new wall. But my subconscious believed it. So along the way, I had cancer and had to have all that cut out. And then when I had that cancer, I suddenly went, hang on. Life is precious. If you don't go for your dreams, you're never going to get them. I volunteered for a military charity, and I was at a conference, and a guy stood up from Cumbria, and he started talking about Cumbria, and my subconscious went bang, and I started shaking. I was having palpitations. I was sobbing, and I went, I choose that. That's what I want. That is what I want. And so I sold my house. My parents are still down in Hampshire. I've never really lived away from my parents except when I was in the Navy. I had a little 2.5 bedroom semi down there. I now live in a great big Georgian house in Cumbria with fields at the back of me, great big garden at the front, and room and plans for the wellness centre that will be going in, should be opening end of this year. It'll start off in this room here, and then it's going to go out there in a big wellness centre.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So if that's not living the dream, so potential wise, is the sky the limit for you now?
Absolutely. We're just so excited. I mean, the wellness centre is massive, you know, and just to think that my little bits of jewelry and my aloe vera can give me that. I just, you know, it blows my mind, and it's purely from focusing on what I want and going for it.
And the confidence that comes from that, isn't it? So it's the confidence to say, you know, money doesn't make you sell your house and move hundreds of miles away, does it?
No.
Belief, confidence, you know, optimism, abundance, those are the things that allow you to actually take action and follow through on your dreams. And so that's absolutely amazing. And it still brings a tear to my eye to think that, you know, right back there 6 years ago on that vision board, you went, that's going to be me. You're there. Whilst I'm sad a little bit that you're not so close as you used to be, you know, I used to love meeting for coffee, but then I haven't been able to do that for a while anyway. Now I look forward to coming up to the wellness centre. So the relationships you've created over the last 5-6 years, how's that going to help with the next stage with the wellness centre?
I think with this is Leslie. Yeah, hello, Leslie.
Leslie. Oh, hi, Leslie.
Well, obviously, the relationships I've built with my team are my family. So obviously, I've got my family down in Portsmouth, but my team are all over the country, and so to be able to go, you know, I just want to speak to Leslie because she's, you know, she's still hundreds of miles away, but she's still my family, my tribe. And the people that you build your tribe with are the people who get you, who go, I get what you want. Let me work with you. I can do this. So they can help me, I can help them, and we work together as a tribe. And I think, you know, if you can see your MLM team as your family, okay, they're a different family, but they are your family, and if you treat them like family, they'll treat you like family.
Yeah, absolutely. So we choose our friends. It's not a coincidence that I refer to my clients and my tribe members as my friends, because because to me, I've chosen every one of them. Whilst I'm grateful they have chosen me back, it's a lovely choice. And so when we've done the work on our mindset to be able to really see and appreciate that, it's a lovely feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So Tracy, let me ask you this. Okay, so a lot of experience, a lot of hours put in, the highs, the lows, all the different. So what's next for you? Where are you gonna take your MLM experience next?
Well, obviously, the Wellness Centre is coming, but on top of that, I'm also starting a mentorship program. And it's based around 5 steps to building that luxury and that abundance using your MLM. And so I'll be offering sort of 1-hour sessions where people can come and have a chat with me. They can, you know, I've got a masterclass that I've written, and I can work with people through the 5 steps. And, you know, hopefully that will make them understand what they need to be doing, where they need to be changing what they're doing, and how they can build the success that they want.
Brilliant. I love it. I mean, that is so exciting. That is just
Really
so
is, yeah.
exciting. And this is the thing, as you mentioned earlier, so regardless of whatever marketing company you're with, whatever your product, there will be an element of help and support with sales and that kind of stuff. Your offer, yeah, so who would an ideal paying client be for you? What would they need to want to benefit from working with you? What are you going to bring to that for them?
Well, I think the important thing is the W word that you use there, working. They have to be willing to work towards their goals. And for every effort they put in, I will match that effort. If they just want to come, pay for the call, the hour call, and then do nothing, that's on them. If they want to come, do the hour call and go, right, okay, I can see that I need to. Brilliant, I'll work with them. More than happy. So my ideal paying customer is someone with ambition who wants to leave that mediocre life and build that wealth and abundance and that luxurious lifestyle that they dreamt of when they signed up for their MLM. Absolutely.
And so a luxurious lifestyle. So does that always mean money? What else could that mean?
No, it doesn't. No, absolutely. To me, my life is luxury. I have peace and quiet. I might have a motorway over there and a railway line that way, but I'm in a field. I have neighbours somewhere. The next door neighbour that way, because I'm backwards, is a pub. It does very good food.
Perfect.
So to me, that's luxury.
Yeah, absolutely. So many MLMs, without being too general, tend to take on and even small businesses as well. They do it because they have other people that rely on them. They've got lives, they've got kids, they're trying to juggle lots of different things. And as we know, as women, it's a long time before we break, isn't it? So working with someone like yourself, helping them with their mindset, mentoring them through the reality, what are they going to be able to do better having worked with you?
I think they will be able to see a path and see a way forward and understand what it is that's holding them back. If there's one thing I am, it's a realist, and I will tell you how it is. And so I think that's what people will get from working with me. They'll be able to see how they're getting in their own way, because at the end of the day, the reason MLMs don't work is not because of your upline, it's not because of your team, it's because of you. And you need to do the work on you. And I think that's what people will get. And also, I think because I won't be, they may work for Forever Living, but they may not. It won't matter. It doesn't matter which company they work for. This is great for all MLMs.
Absolutely. And this is the thing, isn't it? So being able to just make it that bit easier for them, to help them, because we all need it, don't we? I mean, I'm a coach. I've been a coach for many, many years. I would offer I'm quite a good one. So I've got my own coach. We need it. We need somebody to help us, just to rationalize some of our thoughts
and
sometimes.
To be accountable to as well. I think that accountability is it's so powerful. I didn't get it wrong with Abby as my coach.
It's so funny, isn't it? Abby, I haven't done my homework. I love it. Yeah, accountability and connection as well. We did in the challenge the other week, we talk a lot about isolation, and for any business, I offer that can be devastating.
Absolutely.
And so having someone. So the really good, exciting bit. So here's the best bit. So the price. So it's a new offer. Okay, yes. So whilst you're bringing years of experience to this, it is a new offer for you. And very kindly for the tribe members, as an introduction, you're offering at a very, I think, affordable and awesome price of how much per session?
So it's £30 per session.
£30 a session, £30. Yeah. So what can you get done in an hour for somebody? You know, how quickly could they earn back that £30?
I mean, if they take what they learn in that hour and go, right, I'm going to do that, 2-3 customers done, you know.
Perfect. And the potential, isn't it? This is the thing. Once we get out of our own way, so struggle doesn't mean failure. It just means making it hard. So if somebody, don't reinvent the wheel. If someone's been there, done it, and can say to you, well, look, try this. Okay. Yeah. So we can hear the same information so many times, can't we? And then something, we just hear it one day and we go, I get what you mean now. So bringing the reality to it as well. I see this over the years with a lot of coaches. They you know, some of the quite successful ones, let's say, they appear quite detached from the reality of what the rest of us are actually trudging through. Sometimes, you know, they've outsourced their social media scheduling and they haven't got to do this and this and this. So bringing that reality, it's going to be super helpful to them, isn't it? So how do people buy, Tracey? How do they grab this offer? What do they need to do?
So what I'm going to do is put my email in the comments. They just email me, and I will then send them a link to my calendar, and then they can pay on the calendar, and then we'll set up a time and a date. And then also, if people would like the masterclass that I am offering that for free at the moment. It won't always be for free. So I have got a masterclass that I can send out to people. Again, just email me, and then I will get that out to you.
Perfect. Brilliant. So if anybody would like a copy of that masterclass, so it's like a PDF document that they, with some top tips, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. So that's free at the moment.
Yeah.
Through this group. Okay, so thank you for that. That's very much appreciated. So so anyone watching, if you are an MLM, you need to grab that, and we'll tag a few more ladies as well in the group, and hopefully they will be watching this on replay as well. So thank you so much, Tracey. It has been a pleasure this evening, but a pleasure as always. Every time we get together, it's just magical, isn't it? Your determination, your resilience. So that's the thing, isn't it? So building that mental resilience to keep you going, it's paying off, isn't it?
Yeah, it really, really is. Life is pretty as close to perfect as it possibly could be.
Brilliant. And the beauty of lockdown, so there have been some good points, is it doesn't matter that you're almost to Scotland, that you can still, when we can do this, when we can show up on Zoom and online and that kind of stuff, so the world literally is your oyster, isn't it? So just to remind people, it doesn't matter what MLM they're in. So even if they're considering, so for somebody who's maybe not yet an MLM, who might want, because we've got ladies in the group who have their own businesses but who also sell FM, doTERRA, that kind of stuff. So if someone's thinking of taking that on, maybe to boost some income or something, working with you would still be a good idea for them.
Absolutely. It sets them on the right track straight away. They don't make the mistakes that we all make.
Struggle is not a requirement. I would say that to my guys. There's lessons to be learned in struggle, but it's not a requirement. You don't have to get to that point. So that's absolutely fantastic, Tracey. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is like the start of a dream come true for me, because my business has always been about inclusivity, and being able to champion and cheerlead those around me. So I'm a twin. I'm never going to do anything on my own. There's always going to be somebody else in the room with me, and it's an absolute joy and a pleasure to have had you here in the tribe, sharing your experiences for these guys as well. So I'm so hopeful that they will get some real benefit from this. They'll certainly get it from your free masterclass, and the link will be in the comments. And so if you're an MLM, and if you're not nailing it right now, that's spend an hour with Tracey. Yeah, it's going to be amazing, isn't it? So thank you so much, Tracey. It's an absolute pleasure to have spoken to you today. Is there anything else you'd like to say? You know, is there one big takeaway you can give to the guys before you go?
Believe in yourself. Have faith. You are worth it. Thank you for having me.
Love it, absolutely love it. And thank you, ladies that have joined us. We will go back through the comment. Tracey will answer any questions if anybody leaves a question. And yeah, so the next interview's in a couple of weeks' time. I forget who it is, but I'll remember soon. And we'll be doing this again in the tribe. So thank you everyone for joining us today as well. I'll see you all soon. Thanks ever so much, Tracey. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.